Okay, hello everyone again, and Happy New Year. Right now, when we are recording it, it's not New Year, but in a couple of days it will be New Year. Yeah, I really hope you're gonna have beautiful year. And today I'm here with my teacher, my breathwork teacher and bodywork teacher, amazing human being, Nisarga. Hey.
Hey, Johan. Thank you for inviting me. I'm very excited.
Yeah, yeah. How do you feel like? How the life have been lately? How you been?
Um, this 2023 has been amazing year. I am really grateful for everything. The work I do, which is breath work, body work, massage, is essential part of my life. It gives me passion. It gives me joy. But I'm also in a very beautiful, fulfilled relationship since 1.5 years, and that really gives me wings. It gives me also fulfillment. So I feel I'm thriving. I am in the space in my life where my health, my well-being, my wealth, my relationship, love, everything comes to a beautiful place, and I'm grateful. We coming to the end of the year, and I just reflect of this last year, and I'm just blown away by how everything unfolds, and deep gratitude.
It means you have created for yourself that life you have. Maybe little bit about how to create this reality. How did you create it that you have it at the moment?
Definitely, this flow has not been all my life. There was a time in my life about 10-12 years ago when I had a transition, when I transited from being engineer, working in corporation, to doing something that is my passion. And there was a moment, few years, when it was very hard. It was hard because all my savings gone out. I was at the point that community and my family didn't accept my path, because they couldn't understand how I could move from kind of successful lifestyle of corporate world into becoming a massage therapist, a body worker. So they were kind of freaking out. My friends were like not accepting it. So I had a moments of doubts. I had a moments, is that right choice? How I can pull it together? How I can be doing what I love doing, how I can be financially also independent and be in loving relationship. And so I think what was the key for me was the trust. Keep going, keep trusting that inner voice, that this is right direction, because there were moments when I had to go through those dark days, dark nights, where I had doubts, where I was broke, where I was in debt. And I still kept going, kept learning, kept traveling around the world, choosing top teachers to pay their courses, and deeply trusting that this is right. There was something in my guts. I think I was lucky that my soul was really connecting to my body and telling me, just trust that inner voice, that this is okay, you will find your way. And I think that was the key, that I could pass through those moments of doubts and come out on the other side. And I remember this one particular moment that was very relevant, where I was signing up for craniosacral therapy training in England. There was a 2-year training, very expensive. It cost about £12,000 at the time. And I was in a moment of my life when I was in debt, $20,000. Continuing my travels and learning. And this was money I was borrowing to learn. It wasn't money I was borrowing to blow on parties and, pleasures. But I was like, I knew I need to keep going. And there was a moment that friends were telling me, look, you owning $20,000 and you are signing up for something that costs another $15,000. Are you crazy? And I knew this is very important for me. And I said, yes, I'm going to get another 15,000 and I will pay it back. And that shift happens when I made a decision, trusting that universe will bring back. And I finished this course, and even in the middle of this course, there was some huge opening where I start teaching. I start having my first trainings. People start inviting me to teach. Some friends were reaching, hey, we want to learn massage. Can you teach us? And I was like, okay, so something is shifting. So I think at the bottom line, the journey for me was to change the belief system about doing what I love doing and being abandoned, because I grew up in a society where you cannot be abandoned when you do something you love doing. Like most artists are struggle with it. They love art, they love creating, but many artists struggle with abandonance because there is in society in general this strong imprinted belief you cannot be abandoned if you do what you love doing. You need to struggle, you need to work your ass off, 12 hours a day, and you need to struggle, and then you can ask for abundance. But so that was a deep rooted belief that I think it took me a few years to shift, and it was a journey.
Mm-hmm. For the people, I got back. We had beautiful journey 2 days ago, and we wrote down our intentions for the new year. And for the people who are listening at the moment, maybe some tips how to create new year. Maybe what to write down, or or how to
write down.
Yeah.
The manifestation is a big topic. Yeah, we had this beautiful event called Breath of Manifestation that you organized. I was very touched. We had 40 people, very deep journey. And, I've been manifestation is topic dear to my heart because somehow I've been studying it and inquiring and exploring it for many years. And studying it in many different traditions in Hawaii, in India, in America, in Europe, and finding people who kind of figure out the key of manifestation. And big part of manifestation that I learned from was coming from Hawaiian shamans, kahunas. And what they understood that manifestation is not coming to beg for universe something that is lacking, but rather than that, being grateful for what we have and sending gratitude to what we have. And of course we all have desires, needs, but I think that big part of understanding of manifestation is that we don't start to create manifestation out of greedy, needy ego part, like I need a new car, I need bigger apartment, I need that. Of course, this is important. We want to embrace matter. We want to live in beautiful place. We want to have nice car. It's beautiful. There's nothing wrong with it. But if our manifestation come from that greedy ego part, then we're not aligned with our soul calling. So that's the first point. Like where are you coming from when you want to write down something on your manifestation card? What's your intention behind it? How you can connect with your soul calling and bring that manifestation that it really comes from that pure space of your soul, because we all come here with certain purpose on this planet, and that purpose has a place where we can keep manifesting, and each one of us has different role, different kind of functioning on all these puzzles. So figuring out what is that mission that we came here for, what's the soul fulfillment, and then connecting with the soul and asking the soul, okay, what do we need? What do we need in this realm to be fulfilled? How we can be in that fulfilled flow to serve ourselves, to serve our community, to serve our families, and that when we come from that space of fulfillment and gratitude, then the universe really brings magic into our life. And and there are parts of manifestation that have different steps, because manifestation is something material, right? But how does manifestation start? It starts with single thought, so we can go into meditation and we can tune into our soul, and we can first have a thought. What do I want to manifest in New Year? What do I want to change in New Year? What doesn't flow in my life? And we can look into different aspects of our life, our health, relationships, love, finances, spirituality. Those are the big kind of pillars of human beings that we all want to be fulfilled. And we can check like where my life is not flowing. If it's relationship, okay, then how do I want to attract a partner? And it's not only how do I want to attract, but what partner do I want to attract? And universe needs details. Universe needs to know what is the quality of this partner, what is her age, even the most details you give them, that the universe responds in a clearer way. Because for universe, if we say let's say I want to be abandoned, what does it mean? Universe is like, okay, you want €1,000, I give you, or you want 100,000 euros. So precisely what is abundance or health means to you, and tuning in and writing it down on your manifestation card, because the second part after thought is also words, giving a words to your manifestation. Words has power. We need to really be careful what we speak out to the universe, how we speak out, and then visualizing, writing down and visualizing as if this intention was already happening. And then imagining, what if all those desires of manifestation were already happening right now? How we would be, how we would feel, how we would walk, how we would behave, what people we would surrender ourselves with, and then putting ourselves in this state and living this state. That's the very crucial. When we live a fact, then the cause will follow. Many people are mistaken with manifestation, thinking if I have health, I will be happy, and they live on in the misery, waiting for this happiness to happen, and it's never happened. But what if you connect with the feeling of happiness, living the happiness, knowing and taking actually actions to the health, maybe changing diet, drinking more water, letting go of some addictions, whatever it is, and being in that state of happy, and keep coming back to that state of happiness. Because, I am not saying that now I invite everybody, okay, leave that state. It's difficult. I know it's difficult, but write on your manifestation card that state of your soul and live it. Keep coming back to it daily in your meditation, when you walk in the city, when you are on the train, whatever else. Look into your card and remember who you are. I am blissful joy. I am happy presence, whatever it is. I am abundant creativity. We all have like main I am statement that is connected to our soul purpose. And if we live that state, we are then attracting that universe to bring that beautiful creation in our life.
Beautiful. Maybe we go to breathwork and bodywork. You've been to many places, and you have had many students around the world. And maybe a little bit like, what are you doing for the people who don't know you? Like what countries you do the courses, what kind of, what are you doing?
Yeah. I'm a teacher of bodywork, breathwork. I focus on trauma release, pain syndrome. I started bodywork in 98 as a hobby. At the time I was studying at the university in Warsaw. I was struggling a lot with my body. I had a lot of pains and aches. I was very stressed. And somehow I found a body worker, and I started receiving body work, massage, and I fell in love with it. It was really opening up my body, my emotions, and this led me to yoga also. So it was big transformation at that time. And at the moment, I'm really blessed to travel around the world. In Estonia, I teach in Estonia, Poland, Greece, Bali. I go to Australia in a few weeks. I start some trainings in UK next year, so Finland. And so I'm very happy with being able to provide this work and be able to teach people this somatic approach to the body, kinesthetic approach to our feelings in those different countries. So that's...
Yeah, little side question. How do you keep yourself, like, while you are doing it? I mean, like, it can be really exhausting to travel and to hold space, and it's quite a big responsibility that you have. Like how do you handle this?
Yeah, it can be quite exhausting. I built this resiliency over years. I, of course, didn't start it from so many groups. My biggest like kind of stretch in work was doing 8 training. It was a few years ago. I wanted to check my capacity, and I scheduled 8 trainings within 11 weeks between Turkey, Estonia, Poland, and Greece, and it was a bit crazy. But I know my capacity, and I'm not gonna do it anymore. How do I take care? I really take care of my body daily. I drink water, I exercise at least 1 hour a day, I have my routine of workout, gym, I do breath work every day when I go on my run, I take care of my diet, I take some supplements. Whenever I find a good body worker, I receive body work, massage. I go to spa. I love discovering spas in new places. So if I go to new city where I had never been before, I try to figure out where is the nice spa around. I try to figure out where is good restaurants, and I'm really taking care, watching what I eat, what I think, what I do. I watch people I surround myself with. And so and in the trainings, what helps me in the trainings that I feel at the moment, I teach in the moment. That means that, of course, I have some framework and I follow the frame of the training, but I respond in the moment to what's happening in the group. And this really gives me a lot of relaxation. So I think a lot of energy that we are losing because we are stressed, we are tense, and our body, to keep this tension, has to arrest a lot of energy, life force. When we are relaxed, we don't get tired so much, emotionally or physically. So I think at this point of my work, I know my field so well, and I can tap into so many different toolboxes that I'm relaxed, because I know that even if I don't know, I can admit I don't know. I'm not ashamed to admit I don't know something, and that really relaxes me, and I don't lose energy this way. So I feel that this part of me being in the void, that I trust myself at times, allows me to really do long trainings and not get exhausted. Of course, I get tired, I work with emotions, with feelings, and it's physical, sometimes we are in a group room for 8 hours, and I show a lot of strokes, and it's physical. So of course at times I'm tired, but I'm not exhausted. I feel also in my human design, I am a manifesting generator, so I have also this capacity to recover my energy quickly. So that's also my inner gift, that I can work with people, I can give a lot, and I can take 1 day rest and my body recovers. If I give it space, good rest, and fresh water, good air, I can recover quite instantly.
Beautiful. Yeah, maybe I talk about my example. Like when I came to your course, to the PBTRS, the breathwork course, it really changed everything of my life, and with my own traumas and everything, and also the professional side of my life, and maybe about breathwork and this PBTRS, like why to do it? Like I like to ask from people, like why do you think the breathwork is important? Because people explain it really differently. And what's your like side of the view about the breathwork?
Yeah, breathwork is powerful, and I want to just reflect back on what you were saying. Why do I do breathwork? It's just what you just said about your own experience. I do breathwork because of people, because how it affects people, and I want to just give as example your story, where you came just a few years ago to one of my trainings in Estonia, and you took off. Now you're doing your own circles, and you have a podcast, and you fully into breath work. So when I see stories like yours, and I see quite often stories that students who came with depressions, with a lot of pains, aches, different conditions I could mention for a long time, but and I see their shift within a year or two or few months, tremendous shifts in their lifestyle, and so that for me is something that gives me drive, gives me energy to see how people benefit from this, and the transformation is fast, it's rapid, it gives a huge potential, because in breath work we trespass the conscious mind. So what it does, we dive directly into the feelings, we dive directly into the felt sense in the body, and we give the wisdom of the body to express what hasn't been expressed back then in traumatic event. Either it's developmental trauma in childhood, or shock trauma or accident. So there's no more control of conscious mind, that the ego that stay on guard and start judging or start criticizing or start getting on the way of the body. And that's why it's so powerful, and it's so rapid, so quick. So that's one of the reasons why breathwork is so potent and so powerful, that allows us very rapidly to connect with our trauma, with our emotions, because like no other approach, breath work works with the feelings, with emotions. And I noticed from my work as a body worker, massage therapist, and breath worker, that very often many conditions in the body are related to denied, unexpressed feelings. We are controlling our feelings, we are not allowing our feelings for whatever reasons. And when that happens, our body stores those emotions and creates like hardening, fascial and muscular hardening, that also presses on nociceptors, pain receptors in the body, and that very often creates conditions where we create an illness or pain in the body. So such a crucial part of any therapy, I believe, it's connecting to emotions. And breathwork does that. It's very powerful. So those will be the two keys that I love breathwork, that works with the emotions and helps people to find their best ways to be aligned with their passion, with their body, with their soul calling.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. I've also done one bodywork course, the MER, myofascial and energetic release. Maybe a little bit about that as well. Like why it's important, like to go to body work and work with the body, and what we have stored in our body, what's like happening with the body.
Yeah, we are Trinity. We are body, mind, and spirit. So we're not only the body, but I believe that the journey starts in the body, because body is a vehicle that keeps us in the present moment. Whatever happens in the present moment, our body reflects. The sensations is reflection of what we're going through in the present moment. If we have attention, there will be some places in our body that are stuck, congested, we have less connection with. If we're in space of joy and happiness, most likely we'll have more pleasant sensation around our heart or throughout the body. So the body is essential, and MER, myofascial energetic release, is a body work that connects with working with myofascia, with the tissue, with soft tissue, and focuses on emotional release. And so when we approach somebody in this way with the mindful, loving, deep body work, discharging and releasing deep core tensions from the past, that is tremendously pleasant. That is also tremendously beneficial because we can open up those areas that kept holding for long time, and our body is craving. If you would receive this kind of deep, slow, conscious touch, there's something very, very fulfilling in it. Like the body loves it, and so it has a very powerful effect on the body, on the psychic. And then when we are happy in our body, then we are, our happy with our emotions. Our soul is then descending down on the body, and then we can find alignment. So these three elements, body, mind, and soul, are then in connection together. But the touch. Touch is one of the most essential aspects in our life. When we are born, after we getting born, the first thing the child goes on the mother's chest, for the touch. If that is interrupted for some reason, and child, let's say it's premature birth, goes to incubator, let's say, and there's research has been done, scientific research, that those kids who has interrupted that element of touch close to mother's heart just after birth are bound to be exposed to some sort of illness 40% more than those children who has connection and touch with the mother straight after birth. So touch is extremely important in our life. If we denied of touch, we are denied of this intimate part of ourselves that is very crucial for our well-being. We need touch, we need connection, we need intimacy. We human beings are born to be intimate with each other, and we can be intimate in many ways: looking into each other's eyes, touching, giving somebody compliment, asking for some compliment, many different ways, being vulnerable with our emotions, exposing ourselves in some situation that is safe, because sometimes being vulnerable in unsafe environment is silly, it's stupid, it's not good. But we can be vulnerable in a safe environment that is okay, with friend or partner or family member, that we sometimes hold back because we are afraid. So loving touch, loving soft or deep touch, I think is very, very important to our skin, to our nervous system. We can very much soothe our parasympathetic nervous system through touch. So we can go from activation, from sympathetic fight or flight, when our nervous system is full on activation, maybe adrenalines run constantly, we are exhausted or we are tired, and then we can help somebody to come for this 1 hour session when they lay down and receive this touch, to drop into parasympathetic rest, digest, when they can really finally have a moment in their life that everything drops, when they can really deeply relax, because those two states are important. We need to find a balance. We cannot constantly be in fight or flight. It's important that we need to be engaged in life. We need to go to work. We need to, do activities, so that activation needs to happen. But what about rest, time of rest? How often we don't know how to relax. We don't know how to really drop into stillness because our mind is constantly chattering, or we just don't have a time, or we are so tired by whole day at night that we cannot fall asleep or whatever else. So touch can really help people to start balance out and find building that window of tolerance in nervous system, this plasticity, that we can start being more and more relaxed. And that's important, that we find relaxation and activation both in the day life.
Mm-hmm. I had little idea like maybe we should do like list of the people who are giving body work. Like maybe people don't know like where to go if they want to have this body work, and also the breath work as well, like biodynamic breath work. Maybe to bodyawareness.de. Maybe we should list up all the therapists so people can find them, and then they can go and receive a body work.
That's a good idea. We actually have on Body Awareness Institute website, bodyawareness.ee, we have a section that is called practitioners.
There is.
And you can find their MER practitioner or biodynamic breathwork practitioner in Estonia. And I've been teaching in Tallinn and Estonia over 10 years, so there's a lot of great practitioners at the moment. Like top class. I go to my students when I'm in Tallinn. I go to my students for bodywork, and I'm very picky about touch. So we have amazing therapists here. So go on our website, or you can write email to our registrar, and we can find you somebody.
Yep. Maybe we go a little bit deeper with the trauma. Like, how do I know if I have a trauma? Like. Or maybe I have some experience and I feel like maybe I don't feel the feelings, or maybe I have like I don't love myself for these kind of things. Like maybe first, like how do I know I do have a trauma at all?
I think the first point where people start asking themselves, do I have a trauma, is when they hit the wall, when they feel unhappy with something, when they maybe work hard in their 20s, in their 30s, and then they wake up in mid-30s, let's say, and they are asking themselves, wow, am I happy? I achieved this, I achieved that, now I have maybe family and house, and am I happy, am I fulfilled, what's going on? And that's the first like kind of inner question, if I'm happy, In my understanding, we all have been exposed to traumatic event, because what is trauma? It's really intense, overwhelming experience that comes from external environment that is too much, too fast for normal coping mechanism of our nervous system. And in many cases, just childbirth can be traumatic for the child. There's different conditions when we might be born in environment that is traumatic, coming out from this cozy womb into the big light, being slapped by a doctor. Whole process can be traumatic for the child. Already this can be a lot. And then things like, the child is crying and not receiving attention the way they want in one particular moment for whatever reason. That can be already traumatic, or some accidents or whatever else. So at some point, especially in the first 10 years of our development, we are exposed to some degree of events that are traumatic for normal coping mechanisms of our nervous system, that can come from the caretakers or external environment. Doesn't have to be close family. And so it's inner question, am I really fulfilled and happy? And if we're honest with ourselves and the question is no, then usually people start inquiring what has happened in my life that could have been traumatic and how I can work with it. And it doesn't really matter what has happened in some ways. Our story matters, of course, but for the body it doesn't matter. The body stores the tension. The body releases specific chemicals to support that traumatic responses in the body. Either is this association that I lose connection with myself, I lose connection with my feelings, my sensations, my emotions, or I am going to other extreme when I am overdriven. I'm constantly running activities and I withdraw my adrenalines to exhaust my system to the point that people go into adrenal fatigue or burnouts, and they need years to recover from that. So if we are honest with ourselves, and if we look in our life in those different aspects that I talked before, like health, well-being, relationship, family, then we might ask ourselves, okay, how do I want to work with it? What is my issue, where I can find the right therapy for it, or how I can find right help to understand what is happening to me, and to bring awareness how I can move forward in the rest of my life in more conscious way, bringing more awareness to those reactions, coming from traumatic event, and instead of reacting again and hurting ourselves or the close ones, I can take a moment, go back and say, okay, this is not about the other person, it's about me. I take responsibility for my thoughts, my feelings, my actions, my emotions. Blaming is one of the reasons that we lose energy, that we lose connection with ourselves, because we put blame on somebody else, and it's never somebody else's fault what's happening to us. Somebody else is just a mirror to show us that something has been triggered that is actually happened to us far back 20, 30, 40 years ago. And this person just is a gift to gives us clue that we can look into it and be able to respond instead of reacting in unhealthy way. And then we can, move on in, more connected way, more intimate way with community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, last show I had one Reiki teacher in here, and he also is doing breathwork a little bit, and he had been learning from Dan Brule and many of the older teachers. And what he said about breathwork is that it clears the cell memory. Like we have a lot of things in our memory, and it might not even be like our stuff. It might be like generational traumas, like for example, our parents and grandparents have seen war and everything, and a lot of like bad stuff, and it comes with the cell memory to us, and I find it really beautiful that we are actually like clearing all these like traumas, even if we don't know about it, or like we are not so aware about it. But I feel like it's like beautiful, world changing and generational healing that's happening at the moment. And the next course you will have in Estonia in February. I already know 3 of my friends that are coming to join, and I feel like you are creating people like me, and it's going like this, and more people are joining, and yeah, I feel like it's the way to change world. And yeah, so like grateful also for you that you are doing it. You have changed my life, and yeah, so beautiful.
Thank you, and really appreciate what you just said, and that's again something that I do, that's the reason why I do what I do, that I know it spreads out, and this domino effect is huge, because if every training has 30 people or 20 people, and each person in their career touch lives of other hundreds people, then we're talking about thousands of people that are potentially affected by this work, and this really touches me. This somehow gives me a lot of fulfillment and joy, and the drive, and I think it's the major reason why I'm doing this, to really pass it on what I also received from my teachers. So thank you for saying that. I appreciate.
Do you feel like it's coming from like like the life itself? Is it created by something higher? Like how far have you gone with this like spirituality, or what do you think like what this life is at all? Like where are we coming from, or what's happening?
Look, I am in a way, I'm very pragmatic. I'm very down to the earth, and I'm like, okay, we're here, we are on this earth, we are doing what we're doing. So of course, I reach the spaces of no mind, no space in meditation, and if we look into science and understand how vast the universe is, and we start realizing, wow, we are just nothing in this huge universe, and our lifetime is just so like not even drop in the ocean to what's happening. Then of course we're like, of course, it's maybe even hard to put in words who we are and where we're coming from, and all the celestial lives, and it's just unbelievable. But I don't really think of it too much. I feel like I think my purpose on this life is embodiment, and being in the body, feeling the body, creating this reality, and that's where I'm focusing on. I believe we are much vaster than the body, and we're not only the body and the body past, and there is a soul that comes to another body, perhaps not, but it's not what I think daily about. But of course it's unbelievable topic.
Yeah. I feel the same. I feel like if I'm here in this body at the moment, then I'm here in the body, like when I die, I go somewhere and then I see, but right now, no need to go to, like to some other dimensions. But you also went to Gabor Mate course, like do you, maybe some main points that you took for yourself from there, or maybe if you think about it at the moment, like what are the main key points that he teaches or talking about?
Yeah, I'm finishing in January. Actually, in 1 month, I will finish 2-year training for compassionate inquiry of Gabor Mate, and it's been beautiful training that adds up a lot of qualities that I've been missing, I believe, in my work, especially about verbal cueing and being verbal with the clients. And I think one of the biggest understanding from Gabor work I take is very clear understanding about what compassion is. And he talks about this 4 levels of compassion, where he says the first level of compassion is where we see somebody in pain and we are kind of compassionate with their pain or their misery or whatever is happening to them. And that's the first level of compassion that is still kind of coming from ego space, where somebody is lower. So I kind of come still from that space, or that person is suffering, like as if I not, And then there's many levels in between, and he comes to this understanding that this higher level of compassion is the compassion of possibilities. When I can see in somebody that pain, I can understand when the pain comes from, I can reach out and help that person to come out of this pain. But the most important is that I see full possibility and empowerment and godliness of that person, without judgments, without criticizing, accepting person as he is or she is, without wanting to change anything in that person. And that's compassion of the heart. That's the highest part of compassion. So I take a lot of learning when I lead session of CI. It's approach based on that compassionate understanding, where you don't give any inputs to the client whatsoever. client guide the session step by step, and the client reveals next steps, as if there is nothing to be healed for the client. And that's beautiful space, because we are really step out and we allow the client to come in this empowered state of transformation, and they can figure it out. It's a little bit difficult in the beginning because the ego wants to give advice, the ego wants to tell what's the best for the person, and it's and we see, you know, the steps that can be done and can improve very quickly. And so the work is very profound, and I'm very grateful for this course, and I use that approach in my daily work, implementing in biodynamic breathwork or my fascial energetic release, or even in my daily life. I try to look from that compassionate glasses as much as I can. You know, my close environment, and so it's a beautiful training.
Mate also collabs with Dennis McKenna, and they work with ayahuasca to heal trauma. What do you think about this plant medicine and trauma connection? Do you feel like it's the thing, or how do you feel about plant medicine?
I think plant medicine is great. It's very beneficial if it's used in a therapeutical way. Either is ayahuasca or psilocybin, THC, or LSD. This is all amazing substances that really can show us things that will take decades of years of therapy, because they bring us back to the essence somehow, and they are very powerful. But what I'm noticing in today's therapy world, that it's being a little bit abused. The plant medicine is being abused. I know cases of people who goes weekly for ayahuasca retreat for years, and that's, in my opinion, disconnection. It's a form of disassociation. If somebody keeps repeating the same pattern and nothing is changing, it's kind of addiction to certain experience, to certain sensation. They want to feel it again and again and again, but they don't look why they came there for the first time, why they came for the first session, because they wanted to heal something, and then they go for experience, or because it's fashionable, or so on. So I believe it's very powerful tool and can really help a lot of people, but it needs to be done with the therapy. It needs to be done with the right shaman, with the right environment, with the right support, because it can be harmful. It can be harmful if we overdose, or if we do it too often, if we lose connection, because the plant medicine is the form of disassociation also. Because we're going into upper world or underworld, we have some travels, some journeys, it's great, but it has to be all embodied. It has to be all included with the felt sense. And if we lose that connection, then we just disassociate, and we lose connection. We come back to the body after the journey, and we suffer again. And what we want again another. When is another journey? In a week, in a two, and we look forward to the journey, forgetting about this today's day. And so, yes, supporting plant medicine, great support, but with, a proper preparation, also diet. And if somebody has never done it before, start slowly with microdosing. Don't go straight into, big doses, because it can also be too fast for the system. Everybody has different receptivity and ability to receive those substances. So for somebody going straight away into ayahuasca retreat when they haven't done much spiritual work on themselves, much meditation, can be too overwhelming. They might not remember anything that happens in this journey. So find somebody who can be good guide and give right preparation, and it's very powerful.
Yeah, and I feel like the integration part is also really important, like how you integrate this experience. Yeah, we talk about this body work and breath work. Also, you mentioned in the beginning that craniosacral, or how you call it?
Biodynamic craniosacral. Yeah.
Craniosacral. Like what it is? I haven't done it. I have never done it. What it means at all.
Next time I give you a session. It's a powerful. It's another powerful modality. I've done that course, that training, 2-year training, many years back. It's changed my life. It's a modality that comes from osteopathy, and it transformed into biodynamic craniosacral, which is a very gentle holding, non-manipulative holding mostly between the head and the cranium and the sacrum. And this is a connection where the fluid tide of our nervous system runs. And our body is in this constant fluid, energetical inhalation and exhalation, which lasts in relaxed system about 30 seconds. And we are tuning in with our hands for the clients with this inhalation, exhalation. And all what happens is that nervous system start finding its own equilibrium for self-regulation. In this modality, we trust in body wisdom to self-regulate. And body holds a lot of different fulcrums of tension, either it's emotional or physical, and through that alignment of the nervous system, the body starts looking which fulcrum I am ready to let go of. Maybe as a child, I had an accident on my shoulder, I broke my collarbone, and there's a huge amount of tension there. And so there will be some fulcrum that holds this tension physically and emotionally. And then the body might decide, okay, now let's just let it go. We don't manipulate anything, we don't focus on anything, like in Reiki, we don't channel anything. We simply stay present with the body and with this fluid tide of the nervous system, and the body start finding its own way. And it's about listening. It's this modality taught me how to listen, not just energetically, but actually like how to listen to the other person, how to step out, I was very impatient. I'm still quite impatient person. When I'm triggered, I just I start boiling, but I was much worse. So I made I made a big shift in many areas of my life, finding trust, patience, stepping out, listening, because you need to really be present moment to moment, sometimes for 40 minutes with the client. And all you do is you listen and you step out of your own personality, you step out of your own thought stream, and really brings you in the moment. It's a very powerful method that brings you in the moment. And for the clients also who come especially with conditions like ADHD, too much activation, adrenal fatigue, when they can drop and rest in this field, because we create some sort of field that is really helping the client to go into parasympathetic rest, ventral complex, of low tone of ventral complex, which is rest and digest, and just relaxing into it.
Beautiful. We are coming to an end. Maybe you wanna add something for the end, for the people also doing the body awareness Instagram live at the moment. Like maybe you have some message for the people that are listening at the moment. Also the podcast people.
The message, I think, what I want to say at the end of this podcast about breathwork and bodywork, that just be kind with yourself, be compassionate with yourself, even if you notice that or you explore in some ways that you have had some trauma in your life, or you're going through difficulty in your life, or you disassociate, or you're going through some sort of addiction. Find a help, but don't be too harsh on yourself. Those condition has been created for a reason, and don't push yourself to become something else too fast. Give yourself time and give yourself your own way and your own pace to heal those wounds. You don't need to do it within 1 week, 1 month, and it's actually not gonna heal in 1 week or 1 month. Sometimes those condition needs years. And so just be kind to yourself and be compassionate. Find the right therapist, somebody who can help you in this journey. And moment to moment, slowly. Take it easy.
Yeah, maybe some how to say, promotion for the upcoming courses. Maybe you wanna say it out, like when it's possible to come somewhere.
Yeah, so thank you for giving me this opportunity. So I would like to maybe as promotion say, please check out Body Awareness Institute in Estonia. You can find us on Instagram, Body Awareness, or website bodyawareness.ee. You can find me on Instagram also as Nisarga Eryk. The next courses in Estonia will be February biodynamic breathwork in Maniku. It's residential 7 days of breathwork training. And then in April, it's non-residential myofascial energetic release training in City Yoga in Tallinn. It's 6 days training, and we work with breath this time, thorax and breath, so very powerful modality. So check on the website and write us email and come to the training. Thank you.
Yeah, I really recommend especially the biodynamic breathwork in February, and it's happening in Männiku Metsatalu, which is so beautiful place, and it's how to say, like a portal that you go into for 1 week, the whole week, like from the morning. They do this Osho dynamic meditation every morning, and the people who come there always are so like they are holding together and they help each other, and also I found some friends from there, and yeah, I feel it's like a shift going from maybe the old life to the new life, and after that also I kind of like I didn't talk anymore with my old friends, and I got new friends from there, and it's like something is shifting. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for listening too, and thank you for taking this time, Nisarga, as well, to come by, and I wish you all the best, and some presents for the courses and your life and everything. And see you again, and thank you.
Thank you, Ivan, for invitation. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye.